Good evening, all the joinees. Thank you for joining in. Hi, this is Amisha. Welcome to the webinar conducted by NGEN Research. Meanwhile, others join in, let us have a look at today's topic. So, today our major topic is to understand mutual funds holding analysis. So, the first thing we will be making use of the holding analysis tab that is available in the fund section. Within that, we have four subtabs which can help you to understand how the portfolio of multiple funds has changed over different time periods. We will be showing these changes on a sectoral level and also on a stock level. How have the changes happened for each funds on an month-on-month basis? Following that, we will be taking you through a single fund analysis wherein the asset allocation page can help you to understand how the portfolio of an individual fund has changed over a period of 12 months. Where is the largest increase or decrease or any new position that have been added? Following that, would be highlighting the daily NAV reports that you can generate from the system. Lastly, the forum will be open for a topic related Q&A. So let us begin. So this is our landing page on NGEN Markets, which is the Markets tab that you can see on the left side, left top. Now, for our today's topic related webinar, we will be moving towards the Funds tab that is on a fourth number. So, in the Fund section on top, you get to see this sixth tab that is Holding Analysis. So, basically, Holding Analysis tab helps you to understand the trend analysis of your particular schemes that are individually investing in sector changes, stock changes, or debt holdings. So here, under this holding analysis section, we have four sub-tabs. First is sector changes, second is stock changes, third is equity holdings, and the fourth one is debt holdings. So, in the sector changes, as the name suggests, it let you know how is the holding of a multiple funds changing across various sectors. Now, starting with the sector changes, the first thing that you come across is this option called check funds with asset class. So here, whenever you will click on this drop down, so by default, it will be selected as equity as an option. If you want to change, let's say if you want to change debt, hybrid, solution oriented or others, anytime you can use this option. After this, here in the particular section, you can see sectors. So we give you the list of the sectors into which specifically equity mutual funds are making investment. Now here in blue row, you can see the number of funds that are under in consideration. Now, basically in the holding analysis tab, in the sector changes, you can see the holding analysis data for previous 12 months. So here on the left hand side, the data will be for the oldest one, and on the right hand side, you can see the holding analysis data for the latest month. So you can see the latest data is for 31st of July 2026. Now, the number of funds under consideration as anytime mutual funds are being introduced or increased into the market. So, we are saying that in comparison to the June 2026, the total number of equity funds, which was at 1098, has increased in the month of July 2026 to an extent of 1112. Following that, Next to each of the sectors, you could see certain percentage that has been highlighted or rather mentioned. If I try to read it for the, let's say for 31st of July 2026, for the second sector, that is for IT software. So here I try to understand its data for the latest month. It is mentioned as 921 point, it is mentioned as 9.80. So it says that out of all the equity funds, the average AUM of the equity funds have invested 9.80% into IT software as a sector. So if you want to know like which funds are basically investing in the particular sectors, so what you need to do is just click on a particular cell that is of 9.80. So here you can see a detailed data like out of 1112, there is 767 schemes that are particularly investing in a IT software as a sector. So here you can see their percentage, you can also see their amount in CR. And for this data, you can also generate an Excel for the same. So you just have to click on this Excel like icon and you can generate a data in Excel sheet. After this, we have a SEBI classification as an option. Let's suppose if you want to know, like in a particular category, what are the funds that are investing in a particular sectors. So here you can see the second option, that is check funds with SEBI category. So here what you have to do is just click on equity category and from here you can see all the categories I mentioned below. So let's suppose I will select FlexiCap as a category. And here you can see all the flexi-capped funds are mentioned here. So let's read the data for a finance sectors. So here it says that 7% of the average AUM of the flexi-cap funds hold into finance as a sector. And if you want to know like which flexi-cap funds are investing in this particular sector, for that you just have to click on a particular cell and from here, you can see these are the FlexiCap funds that are particularly investing in a particular sectors, that is the finance. So here you can see percentage in terms or in amount. And here you can see some cell are reflecting in a green color and some are in pink color. So basically, green says that in consideration to the previous month, there has been an increase in terms of allocation, and pink basically says in consideration to the previous month, there has been a reduction in terms of allocation. So let's take an example here. You can see in banking sectors in the month of June 2026, it is in green color. According to the previous month, there is some increase in this percentage. So that's the reason it is showing in a green color. Now, for example, if you want to know in this flexicap funds, like which are the funds have holding in a foreign equity. So for that, here we have given you an option. Here you can see filter holding type. You just have to click here and here you can see some options we have provided you. So by default, it will be selected as equity as an option. So let's say I will select foreign equity and I will just close this window. So here you can see, let's say I will read for the July 2026 and I will just hit on this cell. So here you can see these are two FlexiCare funds that have a holding in foreign equity. If you want to know like how much percentage they are holding, from here you can see the percentage. And if you want to see their amount, so from here you can see their amounts. And let's say if you want to generate a Excel, you can simply click on this Excel like icon and you can generate a Excel for the same. So after sector changes, we have this stock changes. So stock changes let us know in a similar way how is the holding of mutual funds changing into different stocks on a month on month basis. So again here the first option you can see is check funds with asset class. Again, if we click here we have produced some asset class. You can select this asset class. By default, it will be as equity. Again here, you can see in the particular section, we have mentioned all the stocks here. And here we have also given an option. Let's say if you want to select the stock on the basis of market capitalization. By default, it is a large cap. If you want to select some other options, that is also available. Like if you want some from mid cap or let's say from small cap. So anytime you can use this option. Now here as well, we would be showing you the movement and trend for a period of 12 months in history. So left will be the oldest one and right will be the latest one. So I would also like to know you that our update cycle for these holdings runs from 8th to 13th of the month. This is to say that by 14th, the holding data for all the schemes will be updated as of latest. Now here as well, I will quickly run you through how do you read this data or this statistic. So for example, let's say I will select this stocks, Reliance Industry, and I try to understand the holdings of these funds into this respective stocks. So for the month of July 2026, it says that 4.88%, that is 4.88% of the average AUM of all the equity funds holds into Reliance Industry as a stock. And if you want to know like which funds are holding in this particular stock, again you just have to click on a particular cell. And from here you can see these are the funds, like 451 funds have holding in Reliance Industry as a stock. So here you can also see like their how much percentage they are holding, amounts in CR as well as shares. If you want to generate an Excel for the same, you just have to click on this Excel like icon and you can see this data in Excel sheet. So I have downloaded this Excel. So this is how you can see a data in Excel sheet. First column will be the fund's name. Second, you can see the percentage, amounts, and last is shares. Now you can also see it in terms of changes in value, which we are showing anytime in terms of crores. And not just that, but also in terms of shares, we show in terms of lakhs. Following that, we have this equity holdings. So this is more like a quick search bar option. Now you wish to know like which all are the mutual funds that holds into maybe let's say Swiggy as a stock. So all you need to do is in search for that respective stock. So I will search for Swiggy Limited and I will just click on the name. So here you can see some basics details here. Like you can see like more than 21,000 CR invested across 298 funds in Swiggy Limited. If you want to see these funds, 298, in the gray portion, you can see all the schemes are mentioned below. So here, the first column you can see is scheme name. You can see holding percentage. You can see total fund AUM, holding in CR, and some returns column that a particular schemes have generated, let's say for 1 month, 6 month, or a 1 year. And here on the screen, you can see all the active or a passive schemes. Now let's say if you want to remove, like if you want to ignore the ETF or index fund. So on the top, you can see we have provided you an option. So what you have to do is just click on this checkbox and from the list, you have removed all the ETF or index funds. And again, if you want to generate an Excel, just click on this table like icon and you can take an Excel for the same. Following that, we have this debt holdings, which can let you know which are the funds that hold onto a specific debt securities. You have to search for a debt securities. Either you put the company name, If not, you can also input the ISIN of this debt securities and just simply paste the same right here. For example, I will try for the debt paper of, let's say, JSW Energy. After this, I will just click on search. Yes, so here you can see the detail for the same that comes up. So it says like 174 funds hold into JSW as a debt securities, and these are the detail for the same. So here you can see the same columns that just now we have saw in equity holdings. Like you can see the scheme name, you can see the securities, you can also see the ratings, you can see the maturity date, holding in percentage, fund AUM, or holding in CR. And if you want to download an Excel, again you can click on this table like icon, and same you can take in Excel. Following that, now I will be taking you to a single fund analysis. Currently, what we had look upon was on a sectoral level and on a stock level. Now we will be having a look upon a single fund analysis. How is the portfolio of a funds changing? Which can you analyze in depth and in detail? So let's say I'll search for a fund from this search bar. Let's say I will search for Nippon India Large Cap Fund. So this is the single fund analysis that you can see in detail manner. So the first step will basically gives you the detail of your particular schemes. And here you can see the first step basically represent the performance of your schemes with respect to their index. And we are going to see the asset allocation that you can see a fourth tab here. Within this asset allocation section, there are further sub-tabs starting with the Overview tab. So, Overview tab basically lets you know the broader equity, debt, and the underlying cash and foreign equity components for each funds. So here you can see like these are the holding of equity schemes basically. So you can see HDFC is holding 9.12% in this particular schemes. After this, we have this position changes by month. So this basically tells you in consideration to the previous month, how has the portfolio of these funds changed. So here you can see the largest increase or a largest decrease. So for example, in this fund, Nippon India Large Cap Fund, largest increase came in the form of TCS to an extent of 1.39%, and the largest reduction came through ICICI Bank to an extent of negative 1.38%, which is in consideration to the month of June 2026. And on the right hand side, you can see what are the equity positions have been added or what are the equity positions have been removed from this particular schemes. And again, here you can see this data for previous 12 months. So how you can see that data? For that, you just have to click on this drop down, and from here you can select those months that you want to see. After this, we have this position over time, which says for a period of 12 months in history, you can simply use this scroller to move towards the right hand side. So it says for the period of 12 months, how has this fund portfolio changed? Now here, the first column here, you can see the securities. Next, you can see the sectors, and here you can see for previous 12 months. And here you can see the color representation. So again, this basically tells you if there is some increase in your percentage, that will show you in green color. If there is some reduction, that will always show you in red colors. So if you wish to know, like, how has this increased happened? Has this happened because the price of that respective stock fluctuate, or because new shares have been brought in? All you need to do is to click on this drop down and select this option, shares in lakhs. So right here, you get to view that if shares in lakhs, like shares have been purchased or shares have been sold out, which is causing an impact in the overall percentage changes of these respective components in the fund's portfolio. And here we have two options. If you want to see this data on the basis of securities, this is by default selected. If you want to view this data on the basis of sectors, you can anytime use the sectoral as an option. So on a sectoral level, how has the portfolio of these funds changed on a month-on-month basis? Again, here we have given you reporting options, like you can click on this table like icon and you can generate a Excel for the same. After position over time, we have this concentration, which is now letting you know the equity market cap exposure of these funds. That is, it will show you the classification in terms of the large cap, mid cap, and small cap components in the portfolio of this respective funds. Now, we have this equity sectors. So let's say if you want to know like which sector is highly weighted in this particular schemes. So from here we can see banking sector is highly weighted, like 25.39% have a holdings. So if you want to know their underlying stocks, you just have to click on a particular sectors, and on the right hand side you can see these are the underlying stocks that have a holding in a particular sectors. Now, this was the analysis or the holdings that we viewed on a single fund analysis. In addition to that, we will be also highlighting that in the compare section as well, you have the option to view this data. So now to view the data in the compare section, I will be loading a list of mine that you can see in the my list or as an option. You just have to click here, and whatever list you have saved, you can search for the same here. So I have created some list here. So I will open a list. Yes. So now here you just have to use this scroller to move towards the right hand side. And this blue color coded basically represent the holding specific columns. So here you can see equity percentage, debt percentage, holding, and some equity market cap, that is large cap split, mid cap split, or a small cap split in that particular scheme. Now, this data you can also see in the fund screener tab that you can see here, screener section. Here, you can see this holding data for previous 12 months. So again, you just have to use the scroller to move towards the right hand side. And from here, you can see the data like holdings column, like net equity, debt percentage, and some equity market cap, that is large cap, mid cap, or a small cap. This is for the latest month. If you want to see this data for, let's say, for previous 12 months, you just have to click on this drop down, and from here you can select those months. Now, in the fund section, what we are left with is the report tab. So we call this as a daily NAV reports. So here we have a report section. So basically, this is a daily NAV reports that you can download from the system at any time. So you can download both regular as well as the direct NAV report. So here you can click on this drop down, and from here you can see these options. So let's say I will download an daily NAV report. Just have to click on this table like icon and a report will get downloaded in an Excel format. And this is how Excel will look like for a NAV reports. Here you can see all the classifications or asset class we have mentioned here. Let's say if you want to see for a specific asset class, just click on equity that you can see below as an option. And from here, you can see data like some basics details of that particular scheme. You can see the NAV, AUM, or some riskometer. You can see some returns column. You can also see calendar years. You can also see some risk columns. You can see some holdings column. You can also see engine fund score here. So we have done the topic related webinar. If you have any doubts related to the webinar, you can ask.
Hi, good evening. Can you please repeat how to filter the foreign equity category? I just missed it. So that is just one thing I wanted to ask.
Okay, so here to filter the foreign equity schemes in holding analysis tab, you just need to go to the holding analysis sector changes, and there you need to click on filter holding types. There you just need to select the foreign equity option and you just need to close your window.
Okay, yep, thank you.
Ye- So there's a question in the chat box which says that can I check this monthly comparison of a funds on a click of percentage if I want to see the changes of percentage of holdings for funds, and is this weighted average or simple average? So here in the sector changes tab specifically you can see the holdings for multiple categories in one page. Now here if you wish to see the holdings for a specific fund, you just need to open that fund in a single analytic page. So in single analytic page, we have position changes by month tab in asset allocation tab. So here in position changes by month, you can here see the largest increases and largest decreases. And just beside that in position over time tab, you can see the holdings data for previous 12 months. And here to get an average of the holdings in sector changes tab, we are using simple average method. So there's another question in the chat box. Reports will show only in pro version. So the NAV reports are available for all the versions which are there on our platform. So there's another question in the chat box. How to find best performing fund in in any category? So on the platform to find out any best performing fund under a specific category, you can make a use of screener or query tab. So under screener tab, you can click on filter categories bucket, and here you can select a specific category. Now for example, we will select small cap fund and we will just close this window. Now under this category, on our platform we are having our in-house scoring method which is NGEN fund score. So now on the basis of NGEN fund score, we can see under small cap fund as an category, the Bandhan small cap fund is on the top. So like this you can make a use of any of your specific parameter, and you can just click on the column headings to sort the data in ascending or descending manner, and you can get the best performing fund basis that particular parameter. So And here, if you wish to see a top performing scheme across all the categories, you can make a use of query tab. So in the query tab, you can just click on the select statistics filter drop down. Here you can either select an asset class, or you can either select a SEBI category option. Now if we select SEBI category option, under that you need to click on the drop down, and here you can select the categories as per your preference. Let's say if we select now large cap, click on add condition. Now we will again click on the drop down. We will select small cap category. And now here, basis these two parameters, now if we click, you need to click on the, you just need to change the indicator first, and you need to select the or indicator. Now we can see basis these two categories, we have found 71 such funds. Now to view the data of these 71 funds, you need to click on show 71 funds below. And here also we are having this engine fund score column. Now here you can also sort the schemes basis engine fund score. You can get the data basis engine fund score, or you can also add another parameters. So here we are having parameters basis multiple options, like we have basic parameters, some returns related parameters are there, risk related, holding wise, and some year wise parameters also. Okay, so there's another question in the chat box. When will this webinar be put in record version online? So by next week, Monday, you on our NGEN Markets YouTube channel, you can get the recording of this webinar. Okay. There's another question in the chat box. Investor portfolio compare where? So here, to compare your investor's portfolio on Engine Markets platform, you can make a use of compare two portfolios option. So in the portfolio section, if you just click on this compare wheel icon, which indicates compare two portfolios, you can see you have arrived at this particular page. Now on the left side of the screen, you need to upload your client's existing portfolio, and on the right side of the screen, you need to upload the target portfolio which you want to pitch to them. And in this manner, you can do the comparison. You can also set the start date for this analysis, and under this compare portfolio section, we have given 5 subtabs: performance, asset allocation, exposures, rolling returns, and drawdowns. You can also generate the PDF report for the same. And in the PDF report option, you can also generate a standard PDF, or else if you wish to put any capital or target amount, so in the enter capital in rupees section, you need to just put the capital amount, and then you need to click on go icon, so that that particular amount will get split on the basis of percentage allocation which the client has given in their portfolio to all the components. So this is the PDF will look like, and in this particular page you can see the split of your capital amount as well. There's another question in the chat box. Scheme wise, can we compare? So you can do a scheme wise comparison on Engine Markets platform in the compare section. So in first compare securities section, you can add multiple funds according to your preference. You can also add index and category averages. There's another question in the chat box. Can we give proposal in our branding? Also want to give client suggesting which will be the better fund compared to its existing fund. So the co-branding is available in our premium and pro versions on the platform. And here on the in the compare section, you can compare a particular fund with its peers. So in all the further tabs, you can do the comparison of your existing fund with the particular fund which you want to pitch to your client.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so I just have a small query. I don't know whether I've missed it or not. So I was looking under funds and the holding analysis.
Okay.
So I selected on stock changes and I've kept the asset class as equity and show only large cap stocks.
Okay.
Okay. So here now I can see that for HDFC Bank from 30th June to 31st July, there is a difference, right, in percentage.
Yes, correct.
So correct me if I'm wrong. This indicates that the number of AMC's holding or the number of percentage of HDFC Bank holdings have been reduced from 7.9 to 7.47. Correct?
Yes, that is correct. The red
Okay.
color shows decrease in the holding
Okay.
percentage from the last month.
Okay. So instead of keeping it as a percentage, if I keep it in value or if I keep it in shares, it is
Hmm.
showing that it has increased. So how does it correlate basically? I mean, like if the
So
shares and values are increasing, then the percentage technically should be increasing, right? சரி சொல்லுங்க சரி சொல்லுங்க ஆ?
okay. So here now if we put our toggle in terms of values, so here
Hmm.
we can see that the holding percentage has been increased for the
Correct.
ICICI Bank. So that
Okay.
means that the price of this stock has been
Mhm.
increased.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
And for HDFC, we can see in the month of July, the
It
holding
has reduced.
percentage has been decreased, which means that the price
Okay.
of that particular stock has been decreased.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
So there's another question from Mr. Mitul in the chat box. So I would request to you that if you can put your contact details in the chat box, our team will shortly reach out to you and we can connect over a Teams call for the same. So there's another question in the chat box regarding how to onboard the PMS data. So thank you for your suggestion. We will definitely consider to take up this in our next webinars. Any more questions? Please let us know. Okay, so if there are no further questions, Amisha, we can close for today.
Thank you everyone for joining. You can anytime visit our YouTube channel and find a dedicated playlist for the webinar. So today's video will be uploaded by the next week. Thank you everyone and have a happy weekend.